and welcome to Crystal Hall number 3 here in Baku, Azerbaijan. This is, we had just about everything happening. And of course it does mean that there's a potential bit of extra spice, because Cook versus Mohammed is likely to be a semi-final should things go to seedings here.
Absolutely, and the thing about it is, athletically, it isn't of the two making of the fighters. They're only interested in being on the mat. There's no acrimony between them.
Absolutely
and now
not.
the fact that it's two new nations, Moldova and Great Britain, what's in the past is done. It's time to move on, get on the mat.
Absolutely.
And I think the important thing now is that they have the opportunity to do that, and
yeah,
I wish the best of both, and we're going to see, well, hopefully a fantastic fight here.
Yep. It's strange to see the Moldova flag against Aaron Cook. Of course, he's been on the world tour, competing as the Isle of Man. And at one stage, I remember that they were actually wondering what the IOC code. There isn't an IOC code for the Isle of Man, because of course the Isle of Man is part of Great Britain. But in terms of the WTF, they allowed the Isle of Man to compete. It's IMN, if you didn't know.
Yeah, IMN, yeah, exactly. As associate members of the world governing body, they have that autonomy. But who's going to emerge from this one here? Because Julio Ferreira, no slouch, but as I said, stylistically this could be a good matchup. There's Luke Cook, brother and coach of the man from Moldova, Aaron Cook.
Well, Cook has won gold at the last 3 European Championships, 2010, 12 and 14. 14 was here in Baku, of course, and semi-final of the World Championships this year. And interestingly, he lost out to Damon Sampson of Great Britain.
Yep, who he beat at the Europeans the year before, so it was a rematch of that, both of them on sudden death.
Yeah.
Very close, both great fighters. And of course, if Damon Sampson will be watching, he'll be, you know, champing at the bit, because he knows he has the level to be here.
Yeah.
What a tremendous performer he is.
Absolutely.
And one of the best stories within the sport for me to make that adjustment. It's like Charlie Maddock a couple of days back.
Yeah.
They show up from a different sport, they master it and perform so well. Yeah. But it's Cook that tries to fire in the double, well blocked from Pereira, and straight away you can see that there's a synergy between the two. There's a straight shot from Ferreira.
And the first point of the match goes to the Portuguese athlete. These two have fought before. Cook has been the dominant athlete, but you know, the thing is, they've had a bit of a rest. They're both quite fresh. They've only had one bout under their belt. Cook won 14 points to 1, so wasn't pushed at all by Arbez Jahiri. And Ferreira, he beat the Spaniard, Martinez Garcia, Raul Martinez Garcia of Spain. And Spain never send a bad athlete out on tour, so that was a good victory for him there.
Attempted headshot there, just about scoring over the shoulder. There's the punch from Cook, but it's a head kick on the way through from Julio Ferreira, and it is a good one. Shakes the head guard of Cook.
Yeah, that was a shock for Cook there, because he was coming in on the attack. There's a spinning kick, but the kick doesn't count.
Yeah, I think at the top of the hip rather than the body protector.
Right. That was unlucky for Cook, because he'd have won 3 points. Cook is one of these exponents of the spinning kick. You see he's so lively. There's another one. And of course, with the 3 points to the kick now, he won't be concerned with 4-0, because he'll think that just one completion of a kick and he'll get that back pretty quickly.
Sure, but it's been a good start from Julio Ferreira. He's using his front leg very well. He's got a slight height advantage on Cook, so that back kick, that spinning kick, is just coming up a little bit short for Cook. Good shot again.
Yeah, clash of shins there, but the Portuguese athlete just seems to be a fraction sharper coming in, doesn't he? He's come from a lighter weight category. Yep. And there's another kick, and Cook's spinning kick doesn't come off. And now Ferreira has got a 5-point lead here. Well, what a shock this is. The world number 1 goes back to his corner. He's going to speak to his brother Luke. Let's hear what he has to say.
Stay there, just take it on the spot.
Yeah, I think it's obviously when they heard stay there, take it on the spot, and I think it's indicative of what you were talking about, the timing. Julio Ferreira is much more up for this one. He's come in, he knows that he's against the form favourite, and he's been sharper. And Cook has just been a little bit sluggish at the start, which is unlike him. So that was the head kick that made the difference so far for the Portuguese fighter. Just as Cook tries to walk in with the punch, he takes him over the top of the head there. So no, it's been a great start from the Portuguese fighter.
Yeah. But Bo, just listen here.
Pressing, jam, and then send those back kicks. Every time come out one step.
You know, these two know each other so well.
Straight up, straight up.
Brothers together.
Brothers in arms.
Luke has been with Aaron all around the world many times. And there's that extra little bond there, isn't there, between them?
Well, that's what you need with your coach, is an understanding and empathy, but you also need the technical knowledge, and it's a good technical point there. Just a little flick from Cook there, brings himself back into this, and he's got a double on the board as well.
Again.
Yeah, he's beginning to heat up a little bit now.
Well, we all know, we've seen Cook absolutely flying at times, and you know, you and me alike, another point for Cook. You and me alike have seen Cook do this time and time again, just step it up a gear and score points almost at will. He's not going for the spinning kicks, he's just going for some bread and butter points to get on the board. Yep,
and he's been very, very, you know, judicious in his shot selection. He's not trying to go too big too soon. It's been punches that he's going for, particularly on the inside. That's a tactic that's useful, but it's also one to be watched. You can leave yourself open to the chop kick that Ferreira's exploited previously, but there's a nice little push kick from Cook, and he's back in this one.
What a change of tactics here from Aaron Cook. Everything was a spin kick. This time around,
yep.
I don't know if you like the term, bread and butter kicks.
No, that's it.
He's just putting his foot,
yep.
He's just kicking the vest, straightforward Taekwondo, nothing fancy. Is it because he's realised that the Portuguese athlete is actually knows that Cook's going to try the spinning kicks, and he's going, right, we're going to cut that out, we're just going to go for straight Taekwondo.
It's very much a modicum of that, but if you come in as the favourite, then you're a little bit relaxed, a little bit loose. Servet tried it 3 or 4 times, spinning around. They do what they like that. They do what they enjoy doing, and then, as you say, you have to go back to the bread and butter basics and say, okay, that's not working. Get myself on the board, concentrate, and that is, as you say, just simplicity to start with, because that gap between the first matches and these, you can get a little bit stale.
Spinning kick from Cook. Doesn't come off.
Good shot from Ferreira on the inside, almost picking it off. Cook a little bit handy with the arms there. He needs to watch that in terms of grabbing his opponent, but he's grabbed himself.
Yep.
A bit of momentum in this one.
There's a little target in the bottom left. Cook is on the bottom right, and Ferreira of Portugal of red is on the bottom left. So if you see a little, there's a little line. If you go past the line, you score, and you get a point. I quite like that graphic. Coming up to the end of the second, and much better for Aaron Cook there. And Ferreira, you know, he dominated period. You know, he picked Cook off. Cook was trying to spin kicks. He was scoring freely. Got a head kick, obviously, which always helps. Second period, Cook comes in. It's the bread and butter stuff. I think he tried 1 spin kick for the whole of that period, and he's come away with 4 points. And now it's the Portuguese athlete who needs to talk to his coach. Nice little replay here. There you go. Just straight forward, foot onto the vest, and bang. Thank you very much. Another point.
That's been an impressive start from Ferreira. He's got that physical intimidation. He's looking good on the inside. Cook not really out of second gear just yet.
Stay focused. Stay focused indeed. It's a big moment for Cook. He's world number 1, the top 6 at the end of 2014 will qualify for Rio. So Cook has an excellent chance, obviously being world number 1 right now, midway through the year. Still quite a lot of big events to go, lots of Grand Prix to go. Of course, the Grand Prix finals, Taekwondo Major Tour starts very shortly. And this final 2 minutes, and this tie is in the balance.
Good front leg again from Ferreira, just picking Cook off underneath the left hand. Needs to be more aware of that. They shift into the open stance, which will suit Cook a little bit more. He loves to come with the back leg and with the punch. But Ferreira falls flat on it, stops the momentum of it, but this is the stance that suits Cook a little bit more. He has the quickness there on that counter, but well blocked by Ferreira. Back into the closed stance. Good front leg from Ferreira.
Plenty of time left here.
Yeah, I think the number has fallen off of the toe or something has fallen out of the pocket of the referee. As they skip in again from Ferreira, is that front leg in that stance that's suiting the Portuguese fighter much more. Needs to be a little bit more pressure from Cook. Tries with the double.
Yep, Cook's just having a little breather. I think he's just waiting for the big attack later on, but he's got to be careful here because Ferreira looks as if he's not breathing heavily at all.
Ferreira's given him no space to operate, and that's one of the things that's very important. Cook is now resorting to trying to throw punches to the chest, but Ferreira is either too close or too far away, and that's the job of the fighter. That's what he's doing. He's controlling it well, and it comes down to which stance they're in. as they go into that close stance. This suits Ferreira with the front leg a lot more.
Yeah.
This is Cook's best position now. There's the shot.
Less than a minute to go. And Cook goes for the spinning kick, and he's going to claim 2 more points here. His arm's gone up in the air.
Well, he threw a spinning double, so it wasn't one continuous moment, but the punch on the outside there. Now, very important for Ferreira just to be calm and be cool, because he does have the distance on Cook. Tries a little punch of his own. There's a Kyungo hanging against the Portuguese fighter. Back kick or back leg. There's the spin from Cook.
Oh, they're starting to get stuck in here. 30 seconds to go. Both athletes have still got quite a lot of energy. This is going to really kick off now. 20 seconds, 6 all. Or are they going to just be a little bit more defensive and just a little bit worried about, oh, Cook gets a kick that doesn't count.
Great push kick there from Ferreira to the body. He's taken the lead here with seconds left on the clock, and he's on the verge of a famous victory here, and he's going to manage it.
Oh my goodness, with
Kyungo.
1 second to go, Ferreira puts his hand on his head. He can't believe it. The Kyungo has tied this match. Unbelievable finish.
Aaron Cook never knows when he's beat. That's one of his great qualities. I thought for all the will in the world there that this man here, who's got his game plan absolutely spot on, Ferreira.
Yeah.
But Cook just hangs on in there, and that perseverance has paid off, and he's got himself a chance.
Move around, look for a punch. Okay? I think look for a punch. But be careful, he might try and jimmy up inside.
Well, you could hear it clear as day. Look for the punch, move around, create the distance. It is a good tactic, but in this distance, or in this stance here, then Ferreira has the advantage because of the legs.
Well, we've seen quite a few ties decided in the golden point by a punch. The judges certainly here seem to be much more willing to give punches. Cook has already scored, but what a finish this was, because 7-6, there you see the point scored by Ferreira. This is it at the end, and Ferreira goes off balance, and look, his reaction.
Gutted.
Yeah, he knows that time was up on the clock, and he just fell over.
But this is the mark of the man here. Does he have it within him just to stay calm? For all intents and purposes, as he was into the medal matches, he now has to come back up these steps. And when you come up these steps, you're facing this man here, Aaron Cook from Moldova. The first shot wins.
Aaron Cook, world #1, looking defeat in the face. And now the first man to score will win.
He tries the front leg there. Punch again on the outside from Cook. Well, he thought about asking for a video replay. There's a back kick from Cook. Ferreira trying his utmost there with that front leg. That's the stance that suits. The second time of asking with the punch.
Yep.
If at first you don't succeed.
And he's put in the punch. He's coming in from high. He's making sure the judges see the punch. And he's gone again.
Well, he's looking for it. He has to concentrate, because Ferreira on this front leg is very, very good. And it is the front leg from Ferreira. He scores the shot. And it is perfect tactics there from the Portuguese fighter. And it's a good win for him.
Well, Cook's very disappointed, but he's a really great athlete, and you know, he's a little bit sick. He thought that the punches should have counted. He's very well respected by the other athletes. Ferreira's already saying to him, you know, bad luck. You know, you were great, and you know, Cook is looking a little bit desolate there, because he was hoping. You know, there's a big audience watching here.
Sure.
All around the world, and he was really hoping that this was going to be a big stage for him.
Yep, and big points on the road to Rio as well, but by being here, it's going to help his qualification chances. Of course, he's still in prime position, if not pole position, but there's the result.
Julio Ferreira of Portugal beats Aaron Cook, the world #1, by 8 points to 7. Nothing wrong there, was there? That was a straight kick to the... That was again one of those bread and butter shots. Luke Cook there. Well, the tactic from Cook was to go for the punch shots, and you know, they felt that he was vulnerable to the